Well, it's time for me to review ComicTom's top 10 and at the same time give you another Remember Me pick, something that you were told not to buy in the past, and I'm reminding you now is the time to try to pick it up. Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thank you so much for joining it again. Hopefully you guys also join me on Slab Hub on Rob's Big Fat Stack of Comics. Man, that show was a blast. I did absolutely learn some stuff during that show, though. It was my first ever joining a live stream, and one of the biggest things I realized is when I'm here by myself, aside from the voices in my head, I can look at the camera because I'm not trying to respond to somebody. But honestly, I have my laptop here. So when I'm doing this and the live stream is going on, if I want to see a live chat or I want to see the person that I'm responding to, I have to look like this. And now I'm talking to, you're getting a voice like, I'm staring at your shoes or something. I don't know. So I am working on redesigning one of the rooms upstairs into a broadcast room, a recording room, and what I want to do is I'm going to be putting a large screen on the wall there, so this way I'll be looking at the wall there, and right now I'm looking like over the camera, but I don't think it's so horrible as opposed to looking like this. So all those people that were watching that and saw that's an opportunity for improvement for me, and I want to try to get better and be a more professional looking channel. So I'm going to try to get this video done and upload it as fast as possible so I can get 2 more videos done and sent over to my editor, so this way he has got some work to do too, because I've been trying to respond to a lot of things, which means I got to quickly get them up online and work at 7 days a week. It doesn't give me an opportunity to send them to my editor, and he feels like I've forgotten about him, and I haven't. It just timing really stinks lately, and I apologize to you, Greg. I'm going to get you a couple today. You're going to see this. So let's start with ComicTom's top 10 for this week. And coming in at number 10, we've got Star Wars Vader, number 20, the variant with Mandalorian and Grogu, which some people are saying is the first cover appearance or first appearance of Grogu in comic, and other people are debating that because there was a little baby Yoda species in the background of one of the other comic books, and whichever. The thing is, bottom line, these things are so mass printed, especially the variants that have the homages to the original Star Wars and everything else. Selling price of $15 pre-sale. When they were pre-selling, they were selling for $30. Now they're selling for $15. I think it's overprinted, and I think it's also overpriced. I think that if you think about the Spider-Man number 55, the web outline. Everybody freaked out about number red, number blue, the red one, the blue one, and even the white one to an extent until they saw how many were printed out there. I think that this is going to be another one of those books that everybody's chasing after. I'm going to pick up a couple copies of this too when it drops back down to cover price, because there's going to be way too many of these, and I think that this is something that if you just hang out for a couple of weeks, you'll see this price drop dramatically. Coming in at number 9, Booster Gold number 1. Again? How many times are we going to see this book on the top 10? I mean, Booster Gold, Shazam, Midnight Suns, all these books just make regular appearances. Somebody, farts some kind of a rumor about something, and boom, it shoots up again in price. So when it shoots up again in price, this is not the time to buy it. You wait, give it 2-3 months. I'll put this on a Remember Me, and I'll remind you in a couple months. It's $75, $240 for a 9.8. First appearance of the Black Guard. There's a CW show coming. Ooh, CW, because they've got such a great history. No, I would pass on this book. Number 8, Truth, Red, White, and Black, coming up $20 for a Raw and $230 for a 9.8. Okay, this is a great series. Okay, the reason it's spiking is it's back in the news again because they came out with a trade paperback, which, by the way, I've picked up. If you really want to read the story, just go buy the trade paperback. I think it's $20 for all 6 books. But this is, I own a #1, which came back at 9.6, and I'm still happy with that. I don't love it to be at 9.8, but I have no regrets about buying it, though. This is a character that you saw, Isaiah from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Great storyline. I highly recommend reading this. I recommend picking up the trade paperback. If you want a book for investability, you really can't go wrong with this. $20 for a Raw is not bad. Okay, I think I paid more than that, but I got it at the wrong time. I got it because there was no trade paperback, and I wanted to see more about the story. So, yeah, I'd get the trade paperback, read the story. If you like it, look into picking up a Raw copy or even a graded one. Coming in at #7, Secret Wars 2nd Series, #3. First time the Beyonder took on human form. And this is going because the Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. No, I don't want to reinstall this. Never mind. New laptop. Blech. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is signed. Oh goodness, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne, great actor by the way, to be the Beyonder supposedly. This is an animated series. Okay, so it actually looks like it's drawn by the same people that did the Powerpuff Girls. And corny as it is, I actually look forward to seeing this. Do I think that it's really going to bring the Beyonder in human form into canon because of this? I don't think so. Will the series take off? Probably because I think it's really good for kids, and they really got to get more stuff on Disney Plus related to the MCU for kids. Especially if you want to keep the next generation going. But do I think this is a great investment just because it's not the first appearance of Beyonder? It's not the first appearance of Beyonder as actually a human form, because the issue before, he becomes like a conglomeration of all the superheroes that he knew. This is the first time he's actually as like a mortal human. And I think he gets mugged and all kinds of stupid stuff. But Secret Wars 2 really wasn't that great a story. It was nowhere near as good as Secret Wars 1. I think this is not a great investment at this time. You want to pick one up in a couple months, go right ahead. But $15 for a Raw on a book that you regularly find in a dollar bin, I wouldn't get it. #6, Darth Vader #6 from the 2nd series, not the Ahsoka Tano. Listen to me. Dr. Aphra and Black Chrysanthemum series. Okay, first appearance of the Grand Inquisitor. $85 for a Raw and $600 for a 9.8. And this is Obi-Wan series spec. Yikes. I don't know. This is probably, as JP's Budget Collecting would say, worth it. I don't think it's going to be straight cash homie, as he would say. Guys, if you're not watching JP's Budget Collecting, you should be doing that. But I don't think that $85 is that outlandish a high price. Now, this is one of the Marvel Star Wars books, not the Dark Horse books. So the print runs are a bit higher. Because the spec is coming out right now, we haven't seen the trailer. If we see a trailer and it's got the Dark Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor in it, boom, it's shooting up. Think of, just about every crazy book. But then it will come back down, but not back down to this level. Am I going to buy it? I don't know if there's enough time between now and the trailer for the Obi-Wan series for it to come back down. Bear in mind that as soon as ComicTom mentions it and his almost 55,000 subscribers, they're all going on eBay and whatnot and Craigslist and all the different sites, Slab Hub. I mean, not Slab Hub. I got you. Shout out there, Rob. Shortboxed and Mercari and all the places just trying to find and snatch that book up, which will drive up the prices. If you want to wait 3 weeks, that would maybe be your best bet. But if the trailer for Obi-Wan comes out again and the Grand Inquisitor's in it, it's going to shoot up. This is a dangerous one because there's not much time for it to settle back down in price before the trailer. And if we're wrong, it's gonna be a bad investment. If you're right, it's gonna shoot right up. I'm going to fall back on my philosophy that you don't get every single key, and I'm going to avoid the book. If I miss it, I miss it. So be it. maybe someday I'll be saying, darn it, why didn't I buy that? There's 1,000 books that I can say that about. There's a bunch of books that I bought that I'm like, why did I buy it? And they went up, and I'm glad I did. So, win some, lose some. I'm going to just avoid it just to be on the safe side. Coming in at number 5, Spectacular Spider-Man number 244. Okay, this is the first appearance of Aloysia Kravinoff, which is Kraven's son. And this, again, is spec for the Kraven series that's going to be coming out. This may have legs. This may have legs on this one. Spectacular Spider-Man 244. They said prices average between $3 and $28. That's quite a range. Somewhere between here and here, as far as, it's either this price or 9.3 times that price. So, if you can pick up a good copy, I mean, seriously, a near mint, a very fine to near mint copy, and you can get it for the 10 to 12 range, trying to avoid that $28 high point, I'd pick up one, maybe two. Because if this character does show up, it's got a lot of room for growth. But if it doesn't, you're minimizing your exposure to it with the amount of money you're spending. Speaking of minimizing your exposure, number 4, X-Men Adventures number 1. Again, we pop up on here because they've announced that they're going to be not only re-releasing the X-Men Adventures TV cartoon series on Disney Plus from 1997, but they're going to be adding 10 more episodes. Okay, 10 episodes. When is this coming out? 2023. We got over a year before this happens. This is not the time when the news is hot and everything to pick up this book. Now, they're saying that Raw is at 25 and 9.8 at 300. Okay, 300 is really not that bad for this age of a book for a 9.8. However, everybody's snatching these up, and the turnaround time at CGC is horrible. But this book did appear on the hot list, about a month and a half ago or so. So some people have already started getting these books through, which means you're going to see more on the markets. Supply is going to come up. And as people stop talking about it, demand will come down. I'd be looking, if you really want to get this book, give this about 4 months. You should be able to find 9.8s, 180 to 200. And I'm thinking Raws will probably drop down to 15 to 20. Good grade Raws. Make sure you get a good grade Raw. I wouldn't not get the book. I just wouldn't get it now. Number 3, Amazing Spider-Man 637. Okay, this one's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. $60 for Raws and $220 for a 9.8. First appearance of Kane as a tarantula. It's the first appearance of the second Madam Web. It's the death of the first Madam Web. The second Madam Web was Spider-Girl. It's the death of the daughter of Kraven. Oh, sorry. Madam Web is Julia Carpenter. Now, a lot of people think that the Madam Web that's going to be portrayed in the movie, that they're trying to go for Dakota Johnson, she's too young to play the original Madam Web. Who said that they have to keep the original Madam Web at that age? I'm still not I'm still not sold on the fact that they're not going with the original Madam Web from ASM 210. They changed the age of Aunt May. Why couldn't they do Madam Web? Why does it have to be somebody that's that age? They can do whatever they want. I don't like if the MCU were to take a comic word for word, panel for panel, verbatim, and turn it into a movie. I want them to keep the spirit of the comics. But I want them to have a little bit of originality, at least, and have a little bit of creativity. So this way, when I watch it, I'm entertained and not feel like I'm just watching a comic book. That being said, if I were to invest in this, which I'm probably not, I think right now I'd wait for this to calm down a little bit. Too much Madam Web news right now. When you see ASM 210 drop off the list after a couple of weeks, then you start looking at the ASM 637. However, $60 for a Raw or $220 for a 9.8, I'd spend the $220 on a 9.8. You're going to buy a Raw, and a Raw's at $60. You might get a 9.4 or 9.6. A net lands on it while you're bagging it. The grader's in a bad mood. The box bumps somewhere in shipping while it's disappeared for 10 months going out to CGC. And what you thought was a 9.6 comes back at 9.4, what you thought was a 9.8 comes back at 9.4 or 9.6. At which point now, $60 that you just spent on the book plus $35, $40 with shipping back and forth and grading, you're in for $100 on a book that, if it comes back at 9.6, is only worth $100. You've gained nothing. I would, personally, I think 220 is not that bad. Coming in at number 2, Star Wars High Republic Adventures, number 1. Now, there's rumors of a new series. This is kind of like the High Republic, but this is High Republic Adventures, so it's more kid-based. And as I said before, Disney Plus, I think, needs more kid-based animated series for Star Wars, for MCU, and for everything to just get that next generation going, okay? I don't think it's as low level as, like, Teletubbies or something, but still, you want to get that next generation. Okay, so we got Raw is selling for $8 and $60 for a 9.8. If you can find a 9.8 now after ComicTom said that for $60, snatch it, okay? For the same exact reason that I just said before. 9.8, it's going to cost you, if you find one and send it in with shipping and everything, even if it's in a group of books, you're still looking at about $35, $40 total. And you might not get a 9.8, you might get a 9.6. So by the time you factor in buying your $8 book, $40 back and forth, $48 for $12 more to guarantee and just have a 9.8, I'd do it that. And I would grab this if you can get it for $60, even $70. If not, wait a little bit because there's going to be development. I just hang out on that. Coming in at number 1, Spider-Man number 210. Again, this book is still on this list after the announcement of Madam Web coming into the series. Now, we got Raws going for $165 and a 9.6 just sold for $675. This is a great book. Don't buy it now. Okay, you definitely want to wait a little bit. This movie is at least a year away. Okay, they still got more casting to do. Think about the amount of the other movies that were cast a year and a half, 2 years ago that still haven't made it to the screen. These movies take time to develop. Give it time to come out. If you really, really, really want a good deal on ASM 210, I got a way to do it. Help me get to 750 subscribers. Because when I do, this is my 750 subscriber giveaway. Okay? I announced this many moons ago, many subscribers ago. I laid out my whole giveaway plan up to 1,000. And I was so pleased to see that my next giveaway actually became the hottest book on the market. So I've got a 9.2. It's a newsstand edition, white page. And as, well, where'd my little post-it note go? I had a post-it note on this that said 750 subscriber. So I'm giving this one away when I hit 750. So help me to give this to you. Then you'll have made the best, bought it at the best price possible. Nothing. Okay, so we got one more thing to wrap up here, and that is our Remember Me. Guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe and click on the notifications because you want to know when my new videos pop out. I'd like to know when my videos pop. That's what you got to do. Click on notifications, and when my video pops up, text me so I know so I can watch it. Okay, so what I have as my Remember Me. This is a book that was hot a few months ago and was selling for around $100 because it was a limited print. But it has come down even though its companion books have gone up. So here is what I have to say. I've got the Star Wars High Republic Adventures Annual from the IDW online exclusive. Now this was selling in, it came from IDW. You can only buy it online from them. It came in a poly bag. And they're still selling these books online in a poly bag. A few months ago, this was selling for about $100 a piece. Now, there are buy it nows right now for $60. I think that one's got a little damage to it. Forget that. $79.99 was the lowest I saw as far as a buy it now, still in the poly bag. But I checked recent sales of completed auctions, and I saw this sell for as low as $53. So, if Star Wars Adventures does become a TV series, and it is geared for kids, to have one of the polybagged books, which was very limited in production, that one is going, at that point, everything is going, everything Star Wars Adventures is going to kick up, and people may start to remember about that book. That book has dropped in price. If you were looking at getting that a few months ago and you were told to hold off, that was a great time, because the news is starting to peak on this one and the prices are low. So hopefully, I've given you guys some information that you can use in your daily lives for comic books. Hopefully I reminded you of a book that you were trying to put on. I'm going to buy that later, and right now you're going, I forgot all about that. That's what a Remember Me is for. Guys, thanks for joining yet again. I will see you very, very soon. Thank you for joining if you did with Slab Hub. And if you didn't, tune in and watch his shows, man. They're good. And I can't wait to do it again from what I've learned. I will see you soon. Mahalo.